Well, today we're finally above freezing, and it's gonna be, I think, above freezing temperatures all week long. So hopefully we can get some stuff done outside the next few days. But what me and Rebekah are gonna do first thing is we're going to treat all of the cattle for, what do you wanna say?
Parasites, lice.
Lice, parasites, that kind of thing, because some of them have lost hair and seems to be worse in the wintertime. So we're just gonna go ahead and treat them all. So to do this, we're going to try to run all of them through the head chute. So we're not sure how well this is going to work, but we'll take a few at a time, hopefully. All right. We're going to try to close up the corral with all the cattle inside.
Go on.
Come on, get in there and get that
Allie.
food. There you go. Get in there, come on.
Go.
Come here, Maya.
Come on. Push her, Allie, with your horns.
Come on, Maya. Come on, Maya. Maya's being stubborn. She won't go through the chute. It's these ones that are used to people that are the hardest to get to move. So Rebekah, we're just going to pour it on right here.
One more dose.
How much you think she weighs?
1,200.
Maybe, but she's over 1,000. Yeah.
They have to do it their own way.
I know, at least they're treated. All right, boys, I need another group. Who's gonna go? Who's gonna go?
Tyrone, maybe.
Go?
Maybe.
All right,
and
looks
baby
like
bull.
Oliver and
It'd be great if those
both
two
bulls.
went.
Yeah.
The girls aren't in there. That's what they want, is the girls.
Go around. Good bull. Good deal. I can squeeze him a little. All right, Oliver. Good treatment.
Oh, here comes Cannonball. Cannonball.
Oh, shoot.
Well, at least we know which one. Cannonball.
All right, boys.
It's
Going
practice for when we load you.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, boys.
Right in.
No, 39.
All right, good boys.
He's caught. Wild.
I know. Well, that didn't go real smooth. Actually, it didn't go very smooth at all. But we got them all treated except for one. We had one escapee.
Yep, a steer.
So that's, yeah, Cannonball, one of the steers. So at least, what's that? 6 out of 7, something like that. Not too bad.
And we might be able to catch him separate some
I doubt it.
other time.
So today I'm going to be working out at the firewood shed. I'm going to try to clean up all of the debris that's on the ground, and that's like the bark and like chips of wood and all the trash that happens from splitting firewood. And then after that, we're going to try to split as much firewood as we can, start filling up some of these firewood totes. So this old shed here actually has concrete on the underneath here as a floor. You just can't see it. You can see it right here. But I mean, it's just covered up with all of this trash and bark, and you can see that it goes all the way down. You can't see the concrete hardly at all. So I'm gonna try to get all that debris out here to the side. We're gonna start to burn it. We're just gonna see if we can get it burned up today. And I also got a pile of some smaller logs that need cut up into firewood, and then I still have a bunch of these These are pine beams from our log home build. I've been cutting these up and making kindling out of them, and I just need to get all of this processed and off the ground. But the first thing I want to do is I want to take care of this board that's angled across here. It's right in the way of walking through. I assume they put this here to brace the structure, maybe to help keep it straight up and down, maybe to keep it from falling over. I'm not for sure. I'm going to go ahead and knock it out of here. I think the structure will stay standing just fine, and I won't be running into it walking back and forth. Yeah, it ain't even attached up here at the top. It's only attached there at the bottom. Of course, it won't come out from the top. So this board is definitely not doing anything except being in my way. See if we can at least get this to start to burn. All right, I got most of the debris pushed over in a pile. You can actually see the concrete now, how it covers the floor. You can see it's a pretty rough shape. Got a ton of cracks in it. It's all busted up, but it is concrete. And I think I got about half of it put on the burn pile right now. So while we're waiting for that to burn down a little bit, I'll go ahead, we'll start cutting up these logs, these pine beams, and get them where they're ready to split. So for Christmas, Rebekah asked me for some ideas, and I told her, one of the ideas I told her was I said I'd like to have a battery-powered chainsaw. And I was thinking, you know, one that went with either my DeWalt or my Milwaukee batteries, you know, something like a 12, 16-inch chainsaw. And my wife she always goes overboard. So she ended up buying me this beast from Ego. This is a 20-inch chainsaw, and it has a 56-volt battery in it. This thing is huge. This is a huge battery. And never had Ego brand tools before, and I've never even used this yet. This will be the first time using it. We're gonna try it out. So this pine is gonna be kindling, so I'm gonna cut it up a little bit shorter. That was instantaneous speed there, I will say that. That was like really fast. A little hard to do because this wood's moving around on me quite a bit. So I ended up with 28 pieces of this pine. I'm gonna go ahead and split that into kindling real quick. So as I'm splitting up this pine, a bunch of it has holes bored in it from wood bees. And some may be from past years, some may be from this year. And when you split it open, you can see where it's bored through. And then right here, those are the wood bees in there. I don't know if you can see that real well. They're alive. They're like hibernating inside. They're moving. They're alive in there. But there you go. Can you see those wood bees in there? Yeah. But yeah, can you see the wood bee right there? Yeah, they're barely moving. They're like hibernating in the winter inside of there. But I don't want to bring them in my house, right? I don't want them to warm up in the house and then start flying around. So I'm trying to be real thorough when I'm making this kindling to make sure I clean out any of these holes. All right, I got the whole back of the side-by-side filled up with kindling. So I've split kindling with this log splitter several times through the years, and this is the first time doing it with the splitting deck. I think that's what I want to call it. I called it the log splitting table the other day. I wasn't for sure what to call this, and I think I like the splitting deck. I think that's what I'm going to call it. But previously, all I had was this little bitty like shelf almost, and anytime you'd like start splitting kindling, you'd lay your pieces on there. It was attached to the log splitter and it just vibrated with the engine, right? And then all of those little pieces would just vibrate off and fall onto the ground, so you're just constantly picking kindling up. And the splitting deck, considering that it is it's not attached to the log splitter, it's a freestanding unit, they're separate pieces, it doesn't vibrate at all, so I don't have that kindling vibrating and moving around and falling off. So definitely the splitting deck has helped with the kindling process as well. Definitely working our way through the pile. There we go, that's a piece of oak, probably at least 8 inches in diameter. Having trouble getting the log dogs to slide down. They bite in, I guess you'd say. All right, I got all them oak logs all bucked up. And I thought the Ego saw did really well. I still got 3 out of 5 bars on the battery. And looking at the oil here, it's really hard to tell. The line's right there, so it's still full of oil. So one thing I think is unique is that this actually has a screen. You got 3 different speeds. I think I was running on middle speed this last time. It also shows what your battery is. I think it's interesting. It shows 4 out of 5 bars on the screen, and the battery showed 3. And then it also has a headlight. You can turn on, I think it's got 2 brightness settings. So it has this headlight that shines right down the bar, and it's so you can see what you're doing when it's dark outside. So for my first time using the 20-inch Ego chainsaw, I thought it did really well. I'm very happy with it. And that is a full-size chain on there. That is a 3/8 full chisel chain. A lot of these battery-powered saws, they'll run like a 1/4 inch. They'll run like a smaller chain so that they're cutting a smaller width, a smaller kerf, right? And so you're not having to strain the motor and the battery as hard. But this one's got a full-size chain. It is the same size chain that's on my 25-inch steel chainsaw. Obviously, it's not got as many links. It's not quite as long, but the chain and the chisels and the cutting teeth, that's all the same size. So for a battery-powered chainsaw, I thought it did really well. So I'm very happy with the present Rebekah ended up giving me. I think it's way better than I expected. So before I started splitting, I swept all this area up, and you can see like all the debris that's here on the table, all these big chunks of wood and just all the bark and everything. And if we look under it, I swept this too. You see all the little chips that fell underneath it? That's exactly what this whole pile was here, is from all the wood splitting. Over the past 5 years, I have not cleaned up anything out here. At least I can't remember ever cleaning it up. Maybe I did at least once, but there's several years of debris here, and that's what we're finally getting burned up today and cleaned up. And hopefully after today I'll keep up with it, because we need to make a permanent spot to burn that debris. So I don't know if I'm going to get a burn barrel out here. That's a good possibility, but we're going to do something for a permanent burn spot for all the trash that comes off of splitting wood. Well, the firewood shed looks a lot better than when we started. We can see the concrete floor now, all the dirt, debris, everything's cleaned up. So definitely got plenty of space now to be able to split firewood. So my plan is to grab the tractor, or use the tractor to get a firewood tote, and then place it like right here so I can grab wood off the end and then place it into the tote, have it right next to each other. I know a lot of people were concerned with that last time. They wanted the tote a lot closer. And the other concern was this opening in the front, that I can't really squeeze through the opening with a pile of firewood in my hand, and I agree with that. I think I do need to cut the front opening out. So if I cut this back over to this vertical, I'm going to gain probably 8 inches on each side, so it'll be 16 inches wider. Plenty of room to stack firewood in there, and I think it'll work out fairly well. So plan's coming together. It is going to take probably several days to get all of this wood split up in here. And then I got to go through this pile, of course. I need to figure out how much of this I'm going to split And then some of it's probably that's sitting on the ground. It's probably half rotten. It'll probably have to get burnt. But there is a ton of firewood still here to go through. But at least we got the area cleaned up, and we can walk around now and move around without tripping over something. So that's an improvement right there. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take all this kindling that we made. I think I'm just gonna put it on the front porch next to the firewood rack. There's definitely enough there to last through the rest of winter. They'll probably have some left over for next year. And then I need to grab a tote of seasoned firewood and take it up there and load the firewood rack up as well, because we only got like 2 pieces of firewood left. So that's probably enough firewood to last a couple weeks. And I've got one more full tote of hickory, so I can fill up this firewood rack 3 more times. So I think that'll get us through winter, especially if it's as mild as it is today, or this week really. Today it was in the upper 40s. I think yesterday it was the lower 40s. It's just been a beautiful week. It's been a nice break from the cold weather, that's for sure. Probably need to go ahead and do my evening chores. The sun is on the horizon. It's not down yet. It's almost 5 o'clock. It would normally have been down already. And the days are getting longer and they're getting warmer. So I think somebody locked the door. So I'm definitely liking these longer days. Even though it's just a slightly longer, I can tell I can get more done. For a person that likes to stay busy most of the time, or all the time really, these short days, man, they just kill me. They do, because I feel like I'm not getting anything done. I hate sitting in the house. I can watch TV for a little while, but man, you give me a couple hours sitting on a couch and I'm getting antsy. Yeah, the door is locked. Must have accidentally did that. So this week I went to the feed mill and I got 2 more of these protein tubs. Man, these guys love these things. And these other ones, can't see the bottom yet, but it's almost there. And this one, you can see the bottom. There's only a little bit on the edge. Hi, Ellie. See if I can get a picture of you with the sun setting in the background. Don't want any part of it, huh? You're not camera shy, are you, Nala? No, you're not. Saw you get a mouse earlier. Good job. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen it that low. When the water trough gets that low, I don't know if the little bull can get down there and get a drink. That's going to take a while to fill up, probably a good 15 minutes. So it looks like all the cattle but Ellie are right here around the hay feeder. That's Cannonball. He's the one who escaped the other day. He did not get treated. So here's Tyrone, the rental bull. And I feel bad. You see he's got a little hair missing on top of his head, but you can see there's a patch right there missing. You want to sniff me? Yeah? If I can get his backside, the backside is the worst. Can you see all the hair that's missing right there on the back? You can see it real good right there. As he turns, there's just a bunch missing around his tail. And I feel bad because he's a rental. and it's changed that way since he's been here, but he's got some kind of parasite. And we've treated him twice now, 2 weeks apart from each other, and I just feel bad because we'll be taking him back soon. They haven't shown any signs of heat, so we're really hoping that the heifers are pregnant. But I think if they don't show any heat in the next couple weeks, we're going to take him back. And I feel bad taking him back with hair missing. He's like he looks worse than when he left, when we took him. And I would prefer it not to be that way, but I don't think there's much I can do about it now. There you can see his butt. Look at all that hair that's missing back here around his tail. Hey, Scooter. Even though it's been a warmer week, anywhere that's shaded and stuff, still got the snow on the ground. It's taking a while to melt. Well, the barn has got so many light bulbs that are not working in here. I think I've got 6 that I need to replace. Not very bright. Before I lock up the chicken coop, I need to make sure there's no more chickens running around. Well, I don't see any chickens. Do you guys see any chickens? Oh. 2 eggs. All right. Fill up their water and I'm done with chores. There's our elusive cat. Hey, Dr. Jekyll. Sometimes he's friendly, and sometimes you're Mr. Hyde, aren't you? That's what we call him. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He's got 2 personalities. Most of the time he's Mr. Hyde. He hides from us. And every once in a while, he's Dr. Jekyll and he'll come up and want loved on. But it's about once a week. Bunch of geese flying south. That's not a good sign. They're supposed to be flying north. It's supposed to be getting warmer. So Rebekah got home from work right when I finished loading up the firewood rack. And I needed to come out here, of course, to do the evening chores real quick. But she's home and everything's done, so I'm going to call it a night. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you're enjoying the warm weather. Hopefully you're all having warm weather this week because this has been wonderful. So I hope you're all getting outside and enjoying it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.